Hi everyone, subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to never miss a video from the Chelsea Flower Show 2024. The best information and stunning visuals will be available on our channel. Follow and support us. Welcome to episode 3 of the RHS Chelsea Flower Show 2024. Today is Medals Day, one of the most anticipated events in the gardening calendar. Join me as we explore the winners with their stunning garden designs that have impressed both the judges and the audience. We will bring you insightful commentary on the creativity and innovation that have earned these exhibitors their prestigious medals. In addition to the awards, a renowned garden designer will share the latest design tips straight from Chelsea, helping you transform your garden into a beautiful and functional outdoor space. From choosing the right plants for your climate to incorporating sustainable gardening practices, you will receive invaluable knowledge. You will also learn clever tips for indoor plant care to ensure that your houseplants not only survive but thrive. Discover how to select the best plants for your indoor environment, understand their light and water needs, and find creative ways to display your greenery to enhance your living space. Additionally, secrets will be revealed on crafting a rock garden-style border, a unique and appealing design element for your garden. From selecting the right stones and plants to arranging them effectively, you will be guided on creating a low-maintenance yet striking garden feature. Join us as we explore the highlights of the RHS Chelsea Flower Show 2024 in this episode, combining expert knowledge with practical advice to help you achieve gardening excellence at home. Whether you are an experienced gardener or just starting out, today's episode is packed with valuable insights and inspiration to elevate your gardening skills. Don't miss the opportunity to delve into the vibrant world of horticultural artistry at the RHS Chelsea Flower Show, where tradition meets innovation and every garden tells a unique story. Muscular Dystrophy UK Forest Bathing Garden is a much-needed place of solace and reflection for those affected by a muscle-wasting condition. It seeks to showcase how an immersive yet accessible garden can offer a place of refuge to patients, their families, and clinicians at the time of diagnosis and beyond. The design of the garden is inspired by the ancient Japanese practice of Shinrin-yoku, which means bathing in the forest atmosphere and reconnecting with nature through our senses. The garden seeks to awaken imagination and innate connection to nature by bridging a gap between us and the natural world. At a glance, who is this garden for? Where is the garden set? Who or what is the design inspiration? A large random-napped flint wall has been chosen for its beautiful texture and form, reminiscent of muscle cells, which serves as a tool for explaining what muscular dystrophy is and the devastating effect it can have on one's muscles. The planning is inspired by a birch grove, with more than 40 trees enveloping the garden and creating a forest-like atmosphere. The birch trees are underplanted with woodland edge-style plants, varying from deep shade corners to more open, sunnier woodland glades. The majority of the plants have been selected for their foliage, creating a green tapestry rich in texture with an occasional burst of color. At the core of the garden is a central hub with sculptural flint walls that provides a sheltered space for people to meet and share their experiences outside the clinical environment, mirroring the emotional and practical support that Muscular Dystrophy UK gives its community at a time of need. Key sustainability points: using reclaimed materials, slate, creasing tiles, clay pavers. Foundations for the walls are formed using reusable precast concrete footings. These have been used at Chelsea since 2017 and will be reused in future show gardens. The use of these reusable foundations eliminate the need for virgin concrete foundations. The bungarush wall will be built using modular steelwork sections pre-filled with the reclaimed bungarush materials. More than 75% of the overall garden area consists of planted areas. There is a planted, soft-edge water rill running through the middle of the garden to capture and slow down the flow of any runoff water relocation. The garden will be going to a location that benefits the muscle-wasting and weakening community. Keep up to date with its relocation journey on the Muscular Dystrophy UK website. The show garden pays homage to the revitalizing influence of urban green spaces, symbolizing a message of hope and recovery while igniting the imagination of future generations to envision a different world. Upon entering through an archway reminiscent of the proposed gateways leading to the churchyard at St. James's Piccadilly, visitors step into a contemplative haven. Here, nature takes center stage with a lush, biodiverse planting scheme. This tranquil, introspective space serves as a sanctuary for urban dwellers and city wildlife. For visitors to sit, stroll, and immerse themselves in the sensory delights of dappled shade, multi-layered verdant landscapes, and soothing water features. The garden exhibits a diverse selection of climate-resilient trees, offering a place of restoration for those searching for peace and inspiration. And a circular sculptural timber counseling cabin sits among the foliage. At a glance, who is this garden for? Where is the garden set? Who or what is the design inspiration? As a nod to the ambience of St. James's, the borrowed plane trees of the RHS Chelsea Show Garden are reminiscent of the trees in today's church garden, inviting people to unite and nurture the tradition of conversations under trees. The garden celebrates the significance of urban pocket parks in London and other cities, often connected with historic churchyards, some bearing the scars of wartime bombing, yet refusing to yield to destruction. These spaces have been reimagined as biodiverse and slightly eclectic garden sanctuaries, representing a harmonious blend of history and ecological vibrancy. The garden's inspiration extends to the resilient pioneer plants that found a foothold in the ruins of St. James's after wartime bombings. These seeds, carried by the wind, represented new hope and growth. 7 such species will feature in the garden, serving as a reminder of nature's resilience and its capacity for regeneration. Key sustainability points. The main wall elements will be constructed using rammed earth rather than concrete or blockwork. Concrete used will be cement-free, no use of peat-based materials. Careful calculations on material requirements will save on waste. The design has taken into account waste, and 90% of the materials will be taken to the legacy garden or recycled to other projects. Use of suppliers local to the showground, and avoiding importing trees and plants from nurseries abroad. Relocation. Following the show, the plants will enrich the garden at St. James's partner church, St. Pancras Euston Road. And, in time, the sculptural counseling cabin and other hard landscaping features will be installed in the restored garden in Piccadilly as part of the Wren project. The garden has an edge of woodland theme and appearance, laid out through an open hazel coppice with a collection of more drought-tolerant woodland plants suited to the southeast of the UK. A portion of the plants have been contributed by National Garden Scheme garden owners, symbolic of the tradition of sharing and generosity in the charity. The garden centers on a carbon sink timber hut where visitors and garden volunteers can congregate for tea and cake, synonymous with a National Garden Scheme Garden Open Day. The garden celebrates the National Garden Scheme's nearly 100 years of opening private gardens to the public and raising funds for nursing and health charities. At a glance, who is this garden for? Where is the garden set? Who or what is the design inspiration? A hut made from UK-grown cleft oak features on the garden, and a portion of its timber comes from Hertfordshire, where Tom Stuart Smith and his family opened their gardens for the National Garden Scheme. The style of the garden reflects the charity's increasing support of community and therapeutic gardens, as well as its diverse portfolio of gardens that open. Enclosed by a native hedge, the garden offers a refuge to visitors. Key sustainability points. The hut is made from UK-grown and reclaimed timber and has been designed as a carbon sink. The paving is made of bricks from local Hertfordshire clay. The other paving is reclaimed York stone. The garden is cement-free. The plant palette has been selected to cope with clay soil prone to drying out, which reflects current climatic conditions. Rainwater is collected from the timber hut, and all hard surfaces drain into the plant bed's relocation. The garden is going to form part of a new garden for one of the National Garden Scheme's major beneficiary charities. It will be the garden of a new Maggie's Centre at Addenbrooke's Hospital, Cambridge. The WaterAid Garden explores the challenges presented by an ever-changing climate. It focuses on sustainable water management and features a colorful array of plant species designed to deal with varying amounts of rainfall. The garden uses materials that are reclaimed and repurposed for a lighter carbon footprint. At the center of the design is a rainwater harvesting pavilion, inspired by WaterAid's work with communities around the world to develop sustainable water solutions. The structure harvests every drop of rainfall, filtering and storing this precious resource for drinking and irrigating, while also slowing flow and providing shade. At a glance, who is this garden for? Where is the garden set? Who or what is the design inspiration? Alnus glutinosa pyramidalis emerged though the pavilion, part of a planting scheme chosen principally for resilience and biodiversity. The planting is textured and colorful, shifting from denser, wetter, lowland areas to sparser, drier upland character with the garden's shifting topography. Key sustainability points. The garden uses screw piles. Instead of virgin concrete at the show, every surface, from the open metal decking to the pavilion, is permeable, allowing water to pass. Though the garden is all about sustainable water management, and elements of the techniques and planting schemes on display could be implemented at home. The garden has an edge of woodland theme and appearance, laid out through an open hazel coppice with a collection of more drought-tolerant woodland plants suited to the southeast of the UK. A portion of the plants have been contributed by National Garden Scheme garden owners, symbolic of the tradition of sharing and generosity in the charity. The garden centers on a carbon sink timber hut where visitors and garden volunteers can congregate for tea and cake, synonymous with a National Garden Scheme Garden Open Day. The garden celebrates the National Garden Scheme's nearly 100 years of opening private gardens to the public and raising funds for nursing and health charities. At a glance, who is this garden for? Where's the garden set? Who or what is the design inspiration? A hut made from UK-grown cleft oak features on the garden, and a portion of its timber comes from Hertfordshire, where Tom Stuart Smith and his family opened their gardens for the National Garden Scheme. The style of the garden reflects the charity's increasing support of community and therapeutic gardens, as well as its diverse portfolio of gardens that open. Enclosed by a native hedge, the garden offers a refuge to visitors. Key sustainability points. The hut is made from UK-grown and reclaimed timber and has been designed as a carbon sink. The paving is made of bricks from local Hertfordshire clay. The other paving is reclaimed York stone. The garden is cement-free. The plant palette has been selected to cope with clay soil prone to drying out, which reflects current climatic conditions. Rainwater is collected from the timber hut, and all hard surfaces drain into the plant bed's relocation. The garden is going to form part of a new garden for one of the National Garden Scheme's major beneficiary charities. It will be the garden of a new Maggie's Centre at Addenbrooke's Hospital, Cambridge. RHS Children's Choice Award winner, pioneering social reformer Octavia Hill, 1838 to 1912, a founder of the National Trust, believed that the healthy gift of air and the joy of plants and flowers were vital in everyone's life. She worked tirelessly to improve urban housing and protect green space. Yet today, 1 in 3 people in Britain still don't have access to nearby nature-rich spaces. Conceptually located on an urban brownfield site, this beautiful, plant-filled urban community wildlife garden is designed to stimulate physical, mental, and social well-being. The garden increases urban biodiversity and encourages visitors to feel they are part of nature by making intimate connections with plants and wildlife. The garden is built as a series of open-air sitting rooms where visitors can experience different views and atmospheres. Sloping level changes with wheelchair-accessible paths led visitors to a planted shade canopy, observation platform, wildlife pond, or walking stream, providing multiple opportunities to enjoy the garden wildlife, feasting on the pollinator-friendly planting. At a glance, who is this garden for? Where is the garden set? Who or what is the design inspiration? A garden structure designed to integrate seamlessly into the garden serves as a habitat hub and focal point for the wider garden. Bird boxes hung within the trees which trail through the space, and a hand-carved oak retaining wall with habitat panels provide homes for wildlife. A contemporary wildlife pond and walkable stream add to the habitats of the garden and fills the space with the calming sound of running water. In the heart of the city, while a soundscape that that intertwines with the undulating rhythms of the garden enhances connections with the garden and provides an experience for visitors who are visually impaired or blind. Spires of Digiplexus and shimmering Bodalua create a rich planting palette. Several edible species are included in the planting, primarily as food sources for wildlife and for foraging. All have been included for their ornamental as well as productive values. Key sustainability points. The garden features native and non-native plants working together for biodiversity and beauty. All plants are grown in peat-free soil, low-carbon concrete for all concrete formations, permeable seating areas, and paths formed from UK-sourced reclaimed brick, timber, and stone, from National Trust properties retaining walls to platform formed with thatch, traditional material used in a contemporary way to encourage wildlife relocation. The garden will be relocated to Blue Diamond-owned RHS Partner Garden, Bridgemere Show Gardens, Nantwich, Cheshire. The entrance into the garden is reminiscent of the flooded base of a rejuvenated quarry landscape. The water level rises and falls, revealing a monolith slate stepping stone, creating a bridge to the 2030 vision of no new HIV cases. The tombstone, which once represented death and fear, is now a crossing, leading to a secluded terrace in which to enjoy a positive, hopeful future together. The front of the garden is a crevice garden, which takes inspiration from natural areas where plants grow in gaps between rocks. This ornamental space transitions to a more natural look towards the rear of the garden. Granite boulders are scattered through the garden, inspired by those found in the slate landscapes of North Wales. One of these boulders balances precariously from the raised bed on the boundary, looking as though it is about to fall. Beneath it, fragile sticks give the illusion they are supporting the weight of the boulder, an analogy for those people lost to HIV. The planting in the garden is inspired by the recolonization of plants in the redundant slate mines of North Wales by both nature and from the subtle intervention of ecologists and horticulturalists. At a glance, who is this garden for? Where is the garden set? Who or what is the design inspiration? Key sustainability points. A high percentage of the materials used in the garden are reclaimed or recycled, such as the timber boundary wall or the patchwork metal retaining walls. The majority of the slate used is the byproduct from slate quarried to make roofing tiles. All are transformed into beautiful garden features. All surfaces in the garden are permeable, encouraging water to percolate into the ground where it falls. We are limiting the use of cement by using surfaces that are of loose gravel or stone. Also, to build our feature walls, steel gabions provide structure with traditional Welsh dry stone and clod construction techniques, not requiring cement adhesives. Precast concrete retaining L-shaped wall panels, not requiring footings, will be used on the boundaries and will go on to be reused in road construction projects post-show. This garden has been designed as a peaceful, sensory space to support stroke recovery. Sculptural Pinus sylvestris and Pinus mugo trees symbolize resilience in the face of stroke trauma. Their anthropomorphic shapes offer a comforting alternative structure to the built environment of a hospital. Their scent, a transportive effect, color, fragrance, and the sound of water provide soft wayfinding for those with visual or mobility impairments, while a biodiverse matrix of native and non-native plants are chosen to meet the demands of different planting conditions in the garden. The concept and material choices of the garden have all been inspired by the designer's own experience of surviving a stroke and the stories of other people who have been affected by stroke. At a glance, who is this garden for? Where is the garden set? Who or what is the design inspiration? Windswept pine trees frame views, and a complementary planting scheme of pink, orange, yellow, purple, and green help guide visitors on different routes through the garden. The interconnected pathways through a gentle contoured landscape acknowledge the always individual and often difficult road to recovery with its ups and downs. Natural-built walls articulate spaces to rest and be with loved ones and allow for moments of privacy and calm with furniture designed by Olivia Gonçalves. A wildlife pond and stream provide an auditory dimension, inviting gentle escapism from the more clinical aspects of stroke recovery and the rich tapestry of wildlife-friendly planting. Key sustainability points. Use of sustainable, innovative materials. Hemp fiber corrugated panels are used as cladding for the boundaries of the garden garden, and a prototype hemp composite paving is also incorporated into the design. Sustainable and low environmental impact design approach, incorporating biofiber carbon sequestration materials such as hemp, celebrating environmentally friendly traditional crafts. Lime rendering is used as a finish on the hempcrete blocks, and the pond and stream is formed entirely from puddling clay concrete and plastic-free. By building the pond in a more traditional way, the garden can be single-use plastic and rubber-free, while the use of lime, clay, and hemp takes away the need for cement. Biodiverse, resilient planting choices, combining native and non-native plants that can withstand a range of conditions and require a low level of intervention to maintain. Also featuring many plants for pollinators along with rocks, dead wood, and plants that provide wildlife habitat, and seeds and fruit that provide valuable food sources. Relocation. The garden will be reconfigured as a permanent garden for the stroke unit at Chapel Allerton Hospital in Leeds. There is currently no suitable access to outside space, so the garden will provide a vital space for reconnection and rest for stroke survivors, their friends, families, and carers. Prioritizing the use of wildlife-friendly plants will not only increase the biodiversity of the existing municipal hospital landscape, but will also enhance patients' direct access to nature and the positive impact on well-being that comes with it.